Hello, Elly here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Thank you for joining me for another YouTube practice. Today we are doing a fire core flow. So really igniting through the core area and Manipura, our third chakra, which is located in this abdomen, solar plexus part of the body. So we will be strengthening through this area and building some energy in this part of the body today. However, as always, we will be working into the rest of the body as well, opening, stretching, strengthening. So we'll start the class in a comfortable seated position, and once you're there, I want you to bring one hand to the chest and one hand to the belly or abdomen area, and then close your eyes or take a steady gaze out in front. I'm just taking a moment here as we come into this practice to set an intention today for this class. So you can set something that's personal to you, or you can join me in the intention today of, I am exactly where I'm meant to be right now. I am exactly where I'm meant to be right now. And just lightly press your hands into these areas of the body and notice the connection. Notice any warmth, any energy you can feel. Notice if these parts of the body are rising and falling with your breath. And releasing the hands, opening the eyes back up. And we're going to reach this right leg out in front and bend in your left knee. Bring the left hand behind and finding a Marichyasana C. So inhale, reach the right fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left, taking the hug or the hook. Sending your gaze over the left shoulder, flexing that right foot. So keeping a little bit of light activation in the right leg. Breathing here, finding lift on the inhale and trying to relax on your exhale into your twist. Unraveling, switching it over to the other side, so right leg bends in, right hand comes out behind. Inhale, reach the left fingertips up, lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, twisting to the right. Following with your gaze over the right shoulder. Making space on your inhale and moving into that space on the exhale. And unraveling, well done. Bring both legs out in front. Just bring that right hand to the side. Inhale, stretch that left fingertips up to the sky. Lift up and out, stretching over to the right. And then floating over to the other side. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, coming into the stretch. Coming back to center, inhale, reach both arms up, reach the crown of the head to the ceiling. Exhale, float forwards into a fold. Inhale, reach the fingertips back up. Exhale, floating forwards. Inhale, reach the fingertips back up. Exhale, float forwards, pausing here in your Paschimottanasana. Leading with the chest, keeping your spine long. One more breath here. And then we inhale, come away from the fold, bend the legs. And we're going to come to our Navasana boat pose. So getting straight into the core, the hip flexors. So reaching the fingertips by the side of your legs. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to lower down into this dome position and then come back up to Navasana. So we're going to take 4 more of these. So 4. And back up to Navasana. 3. Back up to Navasana. 2. Back up. And 1. Lifting back up, well done. We're taking some toe taps. So tap the right toe down, bring it back up. Tap the left toe down, bring it back up. Once more, right toes tap down, bring it back up. Left toe taps down, bring it back up. We're going to go for 5 more. So dome position, back to Navasana. If you need to use your hands, you can. Dome position, back to Navasana. 3 more, 3. And back up, keep breathing. 2. And back up. 1. And back up, holding here. Well done, you're doing amazing. Breathing. And bring the feet down. So that's one way to get fiery into the core on your mat. So I want you to come into your tabletop position now. Tuck your toes under, exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. So just pressing the mat away with the hands, lifting the hips to the sky, maybe taking a pedal out through the legs. So this is your first downward facing dog. And then from here, I want you to take your right hand away and see if you can bring this right hand to either the calf or the ankle of the left leg, and see if you can just send your gaze under the left armpit here, so finding a little twist. Don't worry if you need to bend the legs. Bring that right hand back, come on to the other side, so left hand's coming to the ankle of that right leg or somewhere around that area, could be a little bit higher. Send your gaze under the right armpit. Bring the left hand back, and we're going to walk or step the feet in, coming down to our forward fold, so bend your legs as much as you need to. You can start to take some gentle movement here. Then see if you can walk your hands over to the right until you can feel a stretch through the left side of the body. And again, your legs don't have to be straight, you could still have a bend here. You could have your hands on some blocks if you need to. Just finding a stretch into the left side of the body. Then walking the hands over to the other side. Seeing if you can find that opening now into the right side of the body. Walking the hands back to center. Keep some softness through the legs, draw the belly in, inhale, curl the body up with a rounded spine, all the way up to standing, so meeting in your Tadasana mountain pose. Take a big shoulder roll here, let the shoulder blades run down your back. And then stepping to the top of the mat, coming into our Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach the fingertips up, lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, forward fold, bend the legs as much as you need to. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, step or jump the feet back and work through your vinyasa. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back to your downward facing dog. Hips are lifting away from the ribs, pressing the mat away with your hands, pressing through the fingers. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands, step or jump the feet in. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach the fingertips up, lifting the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, hands come through to heart center. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, sit the hips back, Utkatasana. Belly's coming away from the thighs, squeezing the thighs in together, strong in a line of energy. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, step or jump the feet back and work through your chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back to a downward facing dog. Breathing, finding your breath, finding your connection to your breath. Inhale, we step the right foot through between the hands, reach the fingertips up, warrior one. So back heels down, lifting up and out from the waist. Exhale, float the hands back down, step that right foot back to plank and flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left foot through between the hands. Reach the fingertips up, warrior one, left side. Lifting up and out from the pelvis. And exhale, float the hands back down, step it back to plank and vinyasa. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back to your downward facing dog. Breathing here. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands, step or jump the feet in. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming back to your Utkatasana, your chair pose. Breathing. And exhale, release back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a deep inhale and exhale here. Inhale, sweep the arms back up, lifting the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat, step or jump it out to plank and flow through your chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Child's pose is always there if you need it, so always listening to your body, taking what you need from this practice. So moving quite fluidly today, building up that fire within the body. Inhale, sweep this right foot through between the hands, reach the fingertips up to the sky, finding our high lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms, opening across the chest. And then seeing if you can keep your arms in your cactus position, powering into your right leg, finding a warrior three with your arms in this cactus. That's too much, you can bring the hands to heart center. Breathing. And then we're going to float the hands down to the mat, walk them in, finding your standing split position. So option to wrap the right arm around the right leg, reaching the left fingertips up to the sky. Breathing here. Well done. And then placing both hands down on the mat, take a big step back with this left leg so that you're coming back, the hands are framing this right foot. And then we're going to find our way into our revolved Skandasana. So right hand's coming away and we're pivoting onto the outside edges of the feet, finding our revolved Skandasana here. So nice deep stretch into these outside edges of the leg and the glutes. And float back, framing that front foot, step it back to plank and vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to breathe, connect. Using our breath as an anchor to ground us, bring us into the present moment. Connect us to our nervous system. The breath is really such a powerful tool. You know, remembering that this is a breath-led practice. Letting our breath lead the way. Inhale, step the left foot through between the hands. Reach the fingertips up to the sky, finding your high lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms, open across the chest. Powering into the left leg, find your warrior three with the arms in cactus. If it's too much, you can bring them to heart center. Keep pressing back through the heel of that right foot. Breathing here, using our core, our legs, our glutes. And then floating the hands down to the mat and coming in, finding your standing split position. So maybe this left arm's wrapping around the left leg, right foot's reaching up to the ceiling, breathing here. And then grounding the hands into the mat, take a big step back with that right leg. And then reaching that left arm up, we're going to pivot into the outside edges of the feet, finding our revolved Skandasana. Lovely juicy stretch into this right hip space. Breathing here. Float the left arm up and around to frame the front foot. Step it back to plank. Final vinyasa now, guys. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. And if you don't feel like you're on fire at this point, then I don't know what to say. So just breathing here in your downward facing dog for a moment. And when we're thinking about this core area, Manipura, our third chakra, this chakra represents our sense of power, our self, kind of self-esteem, our inner power, putting plans into action, kind of getting things done. So perhaps seeing what that means for you. From here, we're going to start to drop the knees down to the mat. Just sit the hips back. Bring your hips down to the mat. And bringing the feet down to the mat, roughly hip width apart. Reach the fingertips out in front. Draw the belly in, activate the core. Slowly start to lower the spine down to the mat. So finding this lying position on your mat. And then I want you to bend both legs in. Bring your arms back to a cactus position here. And just using the strength in your core, start to shift your knees over to the right, but we're not dropping them down, we're just hovering them off the ground. And then draw them back to center and take it over to the other side. Make sure that you've got a little bit of space for this. Over to one side, back to center, over to the other side again now, once more on each side, using your core. Back to center. And then moving the knees round. Imagine that you're drawing some circles on the ceiling, keeping your arms in cactus, just using our core and our hip flexors here to take these circular movements. And start to come back in the opposite direction as well. You might be able to feel this opening into the hips. And then bringing the knees back in together, reach your feet up to the ceiling. And it doesn't matter if your legs aren't completely straight here. Again, keeping your arms in cactus. We're going to lower the right leg down, hover it off the mat. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lower the left leg down. Inhale back to center. Lower the right leg down. Inhale back to center. Lower the left leg down. Inhale back to center. Lower the right leg down. Last one on each side. Inhale back to center. And the left leg down. And back to center. Well done. Take a big hug here. Just hug those legs in towards the body. You can take a gentle rock from side to side. Well done for staying with me. And then finally, I want you to find your happy baby here. So hands can come to the feet, the calves, the backs of the thighs. And you can start to take any gentle movement that feels good in your happy baby. Maybe it feels good to open up through the legs here. That won't feel good for everyone, so it's really just an option. Then releasing from your happy baby and just seeing if you can take a gentle rock to bring yourself back up to seated position on your mat. And I want you to close your eyes here, bring one hand to the chest, one hand to the belly or the abdomen area. Take a deep inhale through the nose, breathing into the belly. And coming back to the intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. So whether that was something unique to you, or whether it was the intention with me of, I am exactly where I'm meant to be right now. Just noticing any areas of the body that now feel warm or energized. Perhaps reflecting on how your sense of personal power is feeling today, or has been feeling recently, and just observing there's no right or wrong, no good or bad. Being curious. And releasing the hands, opening the eyes back up. Opening the eyes back up when you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me for this fire core flow. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. There's lots of other practices on this channel, so this was quite a fiery flow today, but I do offer my mindful mornings practices which are suitable for all levels. I've got 30 days of yoga coming up in January, so please look out for that. If you want to really get back into your practice in January time, there's going to be a flow every single day and a nice variety of different practices. Again, there'll be options for all levels on there, so do check that out, and I can't wait to flow with you again very soon. Take care. Bye.